Okay, so a massive welcome back to my podcast. This is podcast, what the fuck is podcast? This is episode 14. I've got something in my beard, that's gross. I'll just get rid of that. Oh, it must be the light just shining off it. I'm on YouTube as well as podcast if you listen to this on the podcasting platform. So yeah, that's if you're on YouTube, you've got the speculation of seeing my beautiful face. Anyway, so let's talk about some article shit today. Shit in the news, shit not in the news, shit that should be in the news and shit that shouldn't be in the news. And this shit is shit, but I think it's interesting shit. So let's have a straight look at it. Let's get into it. Father of two, 29, is pictured with his Ukraine... I've got a burp coming, excuse me. Right, that's better. Father of two, 29, is pictured with his Ukrainian refugee girlfriend. The security guard embraces lover after dumping partner of 10 years. Ooh, that's a good amount of time. After the 22-year-old came to live with them when she fled the war-torn Lviv. Okay. Right, let's have a look at this, shall we? This is some juicy shit. So, we've got a man with tattoos on his head and his neck. Not that is an issue. I'm just explaining to you what he looks like. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie here. The Ukrainian refugee looks pretty fucking fit, to be honest with you. And she's a lot better looking than his girlfriend. Now, I'm not saying that it is an ideal thing to fuck off with someone who's fitter than your missus. But in this case, she's a good looking lady. Now, there's a few things. Yeah, anyway, let's just read the article. My mind's going over time. Let's just read the article. So, Tony Garrett and his partner Lorna took in Sophie... Right, I do apologise if I mispronounce this. Karkidinium. At the start of May, Sophia and Tony grew close despite Lorna and Tony sharing a 10-year relationship. Shit happens. You only live once, so fuck it. Tony has since insisted that he's falling in love with the 22-year-old from Lviv. Lorna says she believes Sophia decided she wanted Tony since she arrived at... Lorna says she believed Sophia decided that she wanted Tony since she arrived in the UK. The father of 229, who dumped his partner of 10 years for the Ukrainian refugee girlfriend, has been pictured with the 22-year-old after they moved into his parents' home. Holy shit, so they moved out. Security guard Tony Garrett can be seen embracing his lover Sophie... I can't pronounce the second name for the life of me. Kokidididum, after she moved into the long-term couple's home for 10 days, having fled the war-torn Lviv. Mrs. Garnett, who lives in Bradford, West Yorkshire, said he has fallen in love with Sophia and wants to spend the rest of his life with her. Wow. After 10 days? I mean, she's a good-looking lady, but you really don't get to know someone after spending 10 days with them. They can show you their beautiful side for 10 days. And once they've got you, you're fucked. And Sophia, who fled the city in western Ukraine, said she fancied Tony as soon as she saw him and said the pair are living their very own love story. The new couple are now living with Tony's mother and father, although they are looking at properties to move into. I mean, they look very happy together, don't get me wrong, you know. Again, shit happens. And she's fucking beautiful. Tony Garrett, 29, said he is falling in love with the 22-year-old Sophia, who said she fancied Tony as soon as she saw him yesterday. Jilted mother of Lorna Garrett shared her anger after she let the Ukrainian woman into her home. Lorna says she was left heartbroken after her partner decided to leave her for Sophia. That's pretty harsh, but at the end of the day, it's the reality of life. Shit fucking happens. People only live once. And yeah, that's what it is. Speaking to the Sun of Sunday, Lorna said that she believes Sophia set her sights on Anthony from the start, decided she wanted him, and she took him. Again, shit happens. That is life. She added she didn't care about the devastation that was left behind. Everything I knew had been turned on its head in the space of 2 weeks. Laura told the newspaper she had reservations about the scheme, but felt it was the right thing to do after seeing the terrifying situation in Ukraine on the news. Again, this other girl is absolutely beautiful. She said, I decided it was the right thing to do, but I had put a roof over someone's head and helped them when they were in desperate need. And this is how Sophia repaid me for giving her a home. The family had taken in Sophia due to an effort to their... What the fuck? In an effort to do their bit to help Ukrainians fleeing the Russian invasion, when Tony, telling the Sun, oh yeah, because the Sun is a really reputable newspaper, he wanted to do the right thing, and that she was the first person to get in touch on Facebook page when they offered a house, a refugee under the government scheme. Sophia works as an IT manager, flew into Manchester on May the 4th, waiting for weeks in Berlin for a UK visa to be approved. Tony said he and Sophia quickly developed a connection, and while his 6-year-old and 3-year-old daughter... Ooh, he's got children at home. This might change my views and opinions ever so slightly. 3-year-old daughters also took a liking to her. His partner of 10 years did not. Oh dear. Just 10 days after moving into the Gurnett family, Sophia and her lover Tony moved out. So she was in there for 10 days. Ooh, that is some quick moving shit, man. Sophia, who is an IT manager, fled the western Ukraine city of Lviv to escape the war. Pictured are refugees awaiting to board a train at the main railway station in the city of Lviv in February. Okay, fair enough. So they're getting the fuck out of there, which is understandable in the circumstances. You've got crazy Putin on the horizon, bombing up and blowing everyone up. So shit's going south, you know. So you want to get the fuck out of there. Tony, who speaks Slovakian, will talk with his future lover while she spoke Ukrainian, as the two languages are mutually interlinguable. Hang on a minute. So Ukrainian and Slovakian are the same, but different. Okay, that's an interesting thing. That's I've learned something new there. Slovakian and Ukrainian are the same but something different, but not the same but not different. As the two languages are mutually into whatever the fuck that word is. However, this left Lorna not understanding what they were talking about. Well, obviously they're talking about something they don't want you to know what they're talking about because they're speaking in different languages. We were getting on brilliantly, but at the same time it was no more than that, although I can see why Lorna started to feel jealous and resentful of her, Tony said. As the days passed, Sophia would join Tony at the gym and they would talk. Would talk in his car while at home they grew physically closer. That's a bit of a bastard's trick, isn't it? Like, growing physically closer together, like, sort of, I would presume, in front of the missus. At home, I realised we were finding excuses to touch and brush against each other. It was a very flirtatious, but nothing more than that happened at that stage, he said. Although it was fairly innocent, it wasn't causing any arguments. I can understand that. When I got in that night, Sophia would be the one who had made a meal for me to try. Why is the woman who owns the house? So if the woman, hang on a minute, right, so if we were taking a Ukrainian refugee, which we are not going to do, and that's not me being a bastard, we're just not going to do it. I've got enough people to feed and look after in this house. My job is to look after my family. Like, literally, I'm just thinking and speaking, so I do apologise if I offend anybody. That isn't the purpose of this video, but please just feel free to not watch it if you are offended with anything I say here. I mean, where am I going with this? So, if any of the causing arguments, I can understand. When I got home, Sophia would be the one who made a meal for me to try. So, she's been there for 10 days. She's already cooking meals for him to try. I don't know. She don't seem to be very, very, very fucking polite there. You know, let's flip it on its head. If a very good-looking man had moved into my house, you know, someone better looking than me, satire, let me just say, I'm not a pig-headed. Like, my head looks massive on this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, my head looks absolutely huge. And I look like I've been smoking weed, which I haven't. I'm just very tired because I've had a busy few days. However, if a better looking man than me moved in and he was making meals for my missus, I wouldn't be too happy about it, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. But fucking hell, this Ukrainian refugee is absolutely stunning, I'm going to be honest with you. I think the thing that would do it for me completely, like, the thing that would do it for me is, you know, if you're going to have an affair, you've got to do it with style. But has she got a spanking fetish? Because if she's not, she'd be no good to me. As the pair got closer and closer, Lorna became very jealous. You know, I can't move out with someone who's... I couldn't cheat and move out with someone who's not got a spanking fetish. It just wouldn't work. But she is gorgeous. By the way, I'd never cheat on my wife. I'm just saying. It's a bit of satire. Again, as the pair got closer and closer, Lorna became very jealous, Tony says, and began to question why Sophia was following him around all the time. Well, it is kind of obvious, isn't it? She's just moved in. She's making him meals. They're practically fucking in your house. It is what it is. The atmosphere was getting really bad, and Sophia told me she didn't know whether she could continue to live under these circumstances. Well, Sophia's kind of caused the circumstances. Lorna was never that enthusiastic about having a refugee in our home because it meant the girls had to move into one room. Oh, so you've moved your kids. Oh, fuck me. So you've moved... This is a messed up situation. So you've moved your kids into a fucking another bedroom to give this refugee your kid's bedroom and your husband has started fucking her. Let's just contemplate that for a minute. Like, flip the shoe on the other way. Oh, that's bad, man. Things came to a head, literally, after an explosive row between the women left Sophia in tears and saying she no longer felt like she could no longer live in the same house as Lorna. And, hang on a minute. She says she don't want to live in these circumstances. You've just come from a war-torn country. Them circumstances of you living in maybe a little bit of a... I'm not saying that anyone should put up with a toxic household or a problematic household, but you've just come from a war-torn country, so maybe be thankful that you've got somewhere to stay. That she can no longer live in the same house as Lorna. Tony said something inside me clicked, and he told Lorna if she's going, I'm going. The pair then packed their bags. Oh, fuck it, this is brutal shit, man. And moved with Tony's mother and father, although they are looking at properties to move into. After their relationship of 10 years ended in the space of just 10 days, Tony says he feels bad and that Lorna is not to blame. Obviously, Lorna is not to blame. She's not been having sex with a Ukrainian refugee. I'm sorry for what Lorna is going through, and this was not her fault, and it was not about anything she did wrong. No, she wasn't shagging a Ukrainian refugee. We never set out to do this. It wasn't planned, and we didn't mean to hurt anyone. Share a comment in this article. Father of two is picture of Ukrainian refugee girlfriend after dumping partner for 10 years. I mean, look, I'm going to be real, right, about this situation right now and my thoughts on it. At the end of the day, shit happens. You only live once. We are on this planet for a very short period of time. And you should be happy being who you want to be with and living how you want to live. It happens. And relationships break up. You can be, there's people that I know who've been with their partners for 20, 30 years, and one day they've come down the stairs and they've said, you know what, I don't want to be with you anymore, this thing is bollocks, I've had enough, see you fucking later, There's people that I know that have been in relationships for 40, 50 years and have died unhappy. They've not been happy in their relationship, they lived in their relationship, they've not been happy and they've died. So, yeah, it's not ideal. Yes, after 10 days, you really don't know somebody very well, even if they are absolutely fucking stunning. You really don't know somebody that well after 10 days. But again, who are we to judge? There's I saw a lot of comments on Facebook about this article, shall we say, and, there's a lot of people saying, oh, it's terrible, oh, it's great, oh, it's this, or it's that. There's a lot of laughing faces and a lot of people angry about the situation, but at the end of the day, people are people, and we are complex machines. We are complex animals. We are. You just see my bald head because the fucking iPad's fallen over it. We are complex machines and animals, and we have complex emotions and complex feelings, and we need love. And at the end of the day, people's feelings change as time goes on, and you live once, so. Yeah, it happens. That's their business. I really don't think it's news, to be fair. Again, I like how the media try and sell shit, and that's what they've done in this case. And it's interesting to read, and you can have a good laugh about it. But it's a shame for the girl, who's obviously now looking after 2 children on her own. Hopefully the dad continues to be a dad and keeps stepping up and paying the way and helping out and taking the kids on or whatever, but is what it is. My opinion on it, you live once, life's short, enjoy yourself, be with who you want to be with, live life the way you want to live life, fuck judgment, don't worry about judgment, don't worry about what people think. Yeah, that's it really. Over and out, peeps. I thought that was quite an interesting article to read, and